see him on the hit TV show Bosch that's streaming on Amazon as Detective Rondell Pierce. Please give a big round of applause for DaJuan Johnson.
Let me just take 2 seconds and just take in this manifestation. Just take in this piece. It's so important that we have somebody like Mom to just remind me of those accolades, right? Because when we turn in our umpteenth self-tape, and we don't hear anything from it. Anybody?
Yeah.
We start to forget that I did 7 seasons on a hit show. You start to forget that ABC backed you for an indie campaign. You start to get really desperate. And you start to try to remember what it was like to have those accolades. Well, obviously, I'm only reduced down to my last job. None of the other stuff matters anymore. And when we get desperate, we start to think, just tell me what you want me to do. Tell me what you want me to do to book this job. What you need me to do? You need me to do walk? I got it. You need me to do a little dance? I got it. What do you need me to be so I can book this job? Oh, am I by myself? Or is that you all too?
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Tell me what I need to know so I can book this job. Casting director says, be you. No, I'm kidding. Tell me what you want me to do to book this job. Be you. Tell me anything else but that. There has to be something else I can do besides be myself, be me, know what I know, and book. First tip, hot out the gate. Let's play. Be yourself. Learn how to bring you to every single role. That is the massive mistake I see. Number 1. We don't know how to be ourselves. Soon as somebody asks us to be standing there, you wouldn't even put my hand, how do I, what's up? Do I stand like this? This is how I do that self-tape. And then we don't book. Well, something must be wrong with them. Because I was myself. Right out the gate, learn how to be you again. Every coach, I want us to call somebody out. Teacher, whatever, from the past, not here, beats those little idiosyncrasies out of you. And you get into those self-tape moments and you start being robotic. You start thinking, I can turn this way, I can do it this way. But no, we need that life. I was talking to my man Joe last night. Hey, Joe. And he was just telling us, he was like, I was like, hey, he was like, I remember my lines and I want to hit that on the self-tape. What if I sat up here and told you the lines are not important on your self-tape? What if I sat up here and told you the base level of things you can do is learn your lines? What I want you to do is start with that. Start with it. For my self-tapes book, that I do this, of course, whatever. We talk about starting with the facts with your self-tape. Start there with the facts. Break that scene down. Get in there. And then I want you to leave it alone. Do not go back to that part of your brain while you are working your self-tape. Some of me all mad. They're like, no, that's what I do. I'm not gonna do that. I don't know what he's talking about. I'm going to the other room. I know Wendy's over there. Number one, as soon as you finish with that side of your brain, do not go back to that. And I want you to ask yourself these questions. Once you broke it down the first time. What do I think of this role? What do I think of this situation? See, some of y'all are not doing that. Can we call it out? Are y'all not doing that? Are you not going back? Thank you. Thank you. What's your name?
Madeline.
Madeline's like, I'm going to just say it. I'm going to just be honest. I'm not going back and just thinking about what do I think about it. Then somebody said, be you. I was being me. You weren't. But Dawan, there's a character. Yes, there is. What do you think of the role? What is your intentions here? Start breaking it down this way. The thinking side. Right? Thinking. I'll never forget, and maybe you guys have gotten this before as well, from the casting directors, where they say be you. How many hate that? Do you hate hearing be you? Come on, right? Be you. What do you think that means? What do you think that means? Right there in the blue.
Be you. Be original. Be genuine. Be genuine.
That's a lot of adjectives. I love it. Good, good. Green behind you.
Bring yourself into the character.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Be authentic.
Be authentic. Act how you would. Right? They are seeing the exact same choices on everybody because nobody is being themselves. If it says cry right here, that's when everybody's going to cry. If it says stand up right here, other things are like, that's what everybody's doing on that line. Everybody, because that's what we've been taught. Follow the punctuation, follow the guide, where's the arc, and all of us are doing the exact same thing and nobody's being them. So we get that note, and we're like, damn, but I was being myself, but you weren't because you were following what a writer who is an artist, who has their stamp on it, is telling you to do. But you didn't go back to those same three questions. What do I think of this self-tape? What do I think of this situation? What can I bring to this? We have taken I so far out of these self-tapes. And then we mad. We big mad though, right? Yeah, self-tapes don't work. Like all these people, they get people all the way in Europe. You know what I mean? Oh, I know that person in Austin, the UK, the Brits, they always get it. They take all our roles.
With an American accent.
Okay. Y'all stop. If anybody, this is a joke. Do not DM me. I can see it, DaJuan. But I'm being honest. So my first massive mistake that I see people making when I'm working with them is not knowing how to be themselves, not knowing how to bring them to the role. Right? I want to start there by bringing you to the role. Can we all agree on that? The next time we do an audition, we're going to ask ourselves those three questions. Yes. How can I do this? Please. It is so important that we remember that. It's like remembering what you do well. Like for me, it's cooking. Anybody else cookers? Anybody? What's up, cookers? How you doing? Let's talk about it. I don't want to say this, but I can throw down. I can throw down. One of the things I make very well, if you'll just forgive me, we're going to cover everything I want to cover at this time, but I just want to take a little pause and say, one of the things I do very well is I cook a mean mac and cheese.
Ooh. Yeah.
Okay, like the mac and cheese that you can taste is good. I put a little truffle in it, and it's so good. I boil the mac, I make me a roux. I got this process down. I have a process down for making that mac and cheese. So much so that my friends, they come over for my holiday parties when it's time to make the mac and cheese. DaJuan's gonna make his ham and mac and cheese, and you know what's up. That is so amazing. I have perfected this process. I have sprinkled. I know if we put too much cheddar in this and truffle, it's gonna be gross, right? Too much, like, oh, can I have a little bit of mac with your cheese, is what it is? But you don't want that, right? You have a process that you are doing in this, right? So we had this past December, we had a wine and cheese, our first one because of the pandemic, right? And friends were coming over and always looking for, first thing Lisa shows up at the door, why don't you make your mac and cheese? You know I made my mac and cheese. And we try to play coy with that, you know what I mean? It was just like, oh, that's just, it's so easy, you know what I mean? And I've been up since 6 making it. Right? I was so excited in December to make this because we've been away from each other, and I have felt so alone this last couple of years by myself. I'm an extreme extrovert, and I was so happy to be back in that space with people. I couldn't wait to make the mac and cheese this time around. And let me just tell you, I said to them, I was like, hey, my cousin on Instagram said that she put a can of cheddar cheese Campbell's soup in it. And I was like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Has everybody ever seen something on Instagram that has made them change what they do? Made them change how they show up?
Yes. Right? Yeah, absolutely.
But it don't matter because my mac and cheese is the bomb. Y'all remember that? My mac and cheese is the bomb, right? Okay, we're gonna do this. So we do it. I get it out there. We got the mac and cheese. Everybody's like getting at it because they know it's gonna be bomb. We've been making this for like 7 years. It's gonna be bomb. There it is. They come. They're like piranhas. Like, oh, give me a snack of that. Give me some of that. Ooh, the ham. Oh, it's so good. Oh, DaJuan, you did this. You did this with this ham. I was like, ha ha. Went to the kitchen. You know. Bitch, you doing a good job. Y'all know that song. And then we had to clean up. Everybody was cleaning up at the end, and Dana says to me, I was like, hey Dana, how was the mac and cheese? Oh right, I already know, remember? She's doing a good job. How was the mac and cheese? Did you change something in it this time? Yeah, I feel I saw something. I saw a little, and then Dana says, oh. She's doing a good job. Oh, what? Oh, because Brendan and I were talking about it, and we said it wasn't like your normal mac and cheese.
Oh.
How many of us have a process? A process from appointment to submission that we do with our self-tapes, but because we saw somebody else booking, because we saw somebody else doing something else that is not us, we decided to change it. Come on, somebody!
Yeah.
We're talking about mac and cheese. We have done that, right?
Yeah.
We have forgotten that we are the authority on this. Some of y'all are thinking about that self-tape y'all did last week. You're like, damn, I saw Ray do his, and he's been booking, so I'm gonna do it like Ray. I don't know who Ray is, but I'm just telling y'all. A massive mistake, number 2, is when we do not do what we do best. You know what I'm talking about. See, y'all wanted me to get up here and talk about, hey, stand here, where's my frame, doing all that stuff. I'm not here for that. I'm here for lasting transformation. I'm here for stuff that you can take back with you to your space and make a move. Not get there, and as soon as you don't book off of that framing, DaJuan was wrong. He ain't doing a good job. He ain't doing a good job. I want you to come up with an appointment to submission process. You want DaJuan's? Let's do it. Break pen. Appointment to submission, 1 through 8. Number 1, when you hear appointment, ding. Ding. Swish. Whatever it comes in, however it comes into you. You need to know, number 1, what do I do? What do I do? Do I call Joe? Do I call John? Huh? Do I call you? Which, Diago? Chiago? I didn't say that. Do I call Mel? Number 2, gear, because we're going to talk about gear, because that's a massive mistake. You know we don't get there. What is my gear? What do I need to have? I'm not going to go far into that because we're going to go far into that. Number 3, craft, process. What is your mac and cheese process that you do that nobody else does, that you are not going to change, that you can say that you're doing a good job? By the way, do you guys mind if I say bitch? I'm so sorry. Because I'm going to say it. Number 4, wardrobe. I did not say costume. I said wardrobe. Number 5, the actual taping of it. I'm going to stop here for number 5 and let you know that if you are spending longer than an hour taping your audition, you are out of the pocket. What you have started doing is trying to get it right. You have not put more work into your rehearsal process. Do not turn on the camera until you are ready to tape. That's it. None of this loosey-goosey stuff. Right, Chiago? I got it. You didn't say nothing about that. You said it when I got it. Don't turn it on. You play how you practice. We were on set of Bosch, and I was shadow directing. And I am always rooting for my actors because I am one. I'm always rooting for my actors. I love you. I love all of you. This actor booked off a self-tape and was on set. Fell apart. We could not get the lines out. We could not get our scene from her. She had to be recast. I want you to think for a second. You got booked off this self-tape. And then you get to set. And you cannot deliver for whatever reason. Right? And you have to be recast. We have to pick up another day. We have to cast somebody else. We have to shoot that day. This is money now. This 75 takes some are doing with the camera rolling because somebody told them to practice in front of a camera. That's not the business. I'm here to tell you this is what happens on set. Before you hit record, make sure it's go time. Make sure it's booking time. Somebody say booking time.
Booking time.
I don't say this to scare you. I say this to inspire you. Number 6, editing. All that stuff. Ooh, editing. I don't know how to do that. Let's get a process together before that. Edit it. Everybody stop with those self-tapes thing when you have your name flying in and it like you're doing like a little no. Why y'all laughing? You did it. Who did it? Don't do it. I don't want you to
I do it because my name is.
Yes, that's different. That's why we have slates. And we'll talk about all that stuff. Great. That's why we have slates that are just bookkeeping. Here's the thing, a tangent. Sorry about a tangent. Commercial slates and theatrical slates are 2 different things. That's when you need to show your personality in a commercial slate. That's when you need to do the Running Man in a commercial slate. When you are getting up there and you are doing a theatrical slate, get up there, say your name, say where you're from, say your height, and anything else they ask you, and leave it. It is for bookkeeping purposes. That's it. Now, I heard that I'm supposed to show my personality. No. Stop it. You don't need to stand on a chair. You don't need to stand on a seat. You don't need to do any of that in your slate. This isn't even on my notes. See how y'all got me? I gotta stay with it. And number 7 and 8 are uploading and submission. Please upload your stuff before the time. Please upload it. Give yourself 30 to 45 minutes before. Submitting. Make sure you know how to do that. What is it? Blue Jeans? Is it Casting Networks? Whatever it's doing. Great. From appointment to submission, I am giving you, just like I learned that mac and cheese recipe. I am giving you a foundation. Number 3, which I didn't spend any time on, was your craft. If your craft is not at a 95 or above, y'all know what y'all need to do. Y'all know what y'all need to do. We'll come back to that. So what I want to do, I talk a little bit about gear. Let's talk about, where are we at? 3? Number 3? Gear.
2 is gear.
3 isn't a massive mistake. Yeah, right? And I was, say it again. Talk to me, what'd you say?
3 was process.
Number 1 was appointment to submission. Appointment dean. Appointment dean. Number 2 was gear. Number 3 was your craft and your process. Number 4 was the tape. Wardrobe. That's what I said. Y'all heard me. Was wardrobe. 5 was tape. 6 was editing. 7 was upload. 8 was submission. Number 3, I say, is the biggest thing there. Your craft. Right? We saw this morning that Mel did an amazing thing with how to work on your craft. I want to make sure that you guys are doing that first part where I say make sure you know your craft and you're asking those questions. What do I think about this? Where do I want to go with this? Number 3, not in here, but the massive mistake, because y'all be calling me out. Here. How many of you guys have been told that you need to have the newest, the bestest, the flashiest gear to book? Raise your hand.
Yeah.
No.
Times.
No. No. It is a mission of mine as a working actor to tell you that none of that matters. I know. Wait till you hear it, because everybody's like, I'm throwing that out. I'm not going to do that. That's not what I'm saying. We need to hear you. We need to see you. Right? Those things are the most important. Make sure your background's not distracting. Right? Those things are the most important. But all these, like, I gotta get 7-point lights, I need a filler light behind me to show, and it goes from light to dark, you know what I mean? Like all that stuff inside the scene. We don't need that. Any of that. So what do we do, DaJuan? Just get you a ring light. Get you an external mic. Oh, but wait, let me go back. A ring light. But I've heard that casting directors don't like the creepy circles in your eyes, and so they're not going to cast you in that. And then they said, my teacher said, but it's okay, you don't have to use that. So who the hell do I trust, DaJuan? Casting directors don't care. What they care is, are you the character? Are you giving a great performance? Or do I believe you from start to finish? That's what I'm talking about.
That's it. That's it.
You're in it. But what we've heard is somebody telling us, this is not what I should have. Please, everybody. I was on a Zoom call. What do you call it? A producer session. Producers. They were in Australia. My ring light's on. I'm doing my thing. It is amazing. It is beautiful. This was like fantastic. On hold for this. I just knew I was going to get it. I didn't get it. But you know why I didn't get it? Because I had those circles in my eyes. That was it. I know it was. I know it was. They were probably going to say, hey, if you didn't have those circles in your eyes, we would have booked you. That was it. That was it.
Yeah.
No, actually, that casting director called me, my team, and said, DaJuan did everything he could. That is a person that is in command of his vessel. We had to put a family together, and he didn't look like the family. Please tell him this. Hey, Matt, when she said that, did she say something about the circles in the eye?
Nope.
And that's what it was. Please stop. We make this so complicated because this is the piece that we can control. And so many of our auditions and so many of our things are out of our control. We feel. So we try to over-control this piece. Right? Y'all don't remember? You gotta say ouch or hello or something so I know we vibing in this.
Yes.
I need to know.
That's it.
From this point forward, do a tape that focuses on your craft. You should be able to get your home setup up and down in less than 9 minutes. No, but we gotta put this light up. I got this film that shows me, and I can put up there. It's like a glamour shot. Please don't do that. That's why we have so much anxiety around self-tapes, because we are trying to get it perfect. We're trying to make it look like it was shot in a casting director's office. I'm just going to tell you, casting director's offices were not always that clean and beautiful. Oops. Get back to the craft of this. And I want everybody to stop romanticizing the room. Whether you were better in the room is irrelevant right now. This is the time that we need you to be better on tape. Somebody say, I am better on tape, even if you don't believe it. Say
I'm
it.
better on tape.
I'm better on tape. The second round was, I don't know. You gotta say it with, look here. I am better on tape.
I am better on tape.
You could be both, too. You could be both. But both don't matter right now. What really matters, I have not been in a room for a theatrical audition outside of LA, which might be different, outside of LA since 2020 for our first call. Any casting director I have spoken to, and I speak to a lot of them, they come into my programs, they talk to my students, and they say, why would we go back to first calls that aren't on tape? We can see more people, right? They're quicker. If this person isn't right, doesn't say they're bad. If they're not right, we can move on quicker. It's more efficient. This is what you call an expired belief, y'all, that I am better in the room. It is an expired, borrowed belief. We're done with that. I believe in the power of manifestation. I believe in the power of bringing into the space what you want. Call it. I am better on tape.
I am better on tape.
I didn't even say y'all should do that.
Yeah.
We like in lockstep right now. I want you to find a partner. Just turn to yourself, and I want to turn to one other, or turn to a new person, or turn behind you. And you have a question. It's going to be 30 to 45 seconds. Just one person answer this question, then we're going to switch, and you're going to ask it again in the other way. What is the most frustrating thing about self-tapes for you? I'm going to count you in. Does everybody have a question? What is the most frustrating way? I don't want to say should as in like, I don't want to should on you, right? But let's use it as a rule of thumb. If you are doing any more than 3 to 4 takes, you are out of the pocket again. Turn the camera off and go do rehearsal.
For sure.
Y'all mad at me? Some people mad. I'm doing go on.
I'm not mad. I'm disappointed at myself.
You will not get this many takes on set.
Yeah.
So go ahead and keep training your brain to think that's what you need. Oh, you know what? I need to warm up into this thing. I am standing here as somebody who's been on a show for 7 years, who has seen co-star and guest star fall apart because of what they did in class, because how many takes they did in front of the camera. Please don't do that.
I'm Alan.
Thank you.
I always think that I can do it better the next take.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And do you?
No. My first take is always the best.
So what I really want us to get into, because I'm really concerned about making sure that your questions get answered. That's why I'm out here and now up on my perch, where I look prettier when they take pictures. So y'all gotta help me out and take a couple pictures of me and tag me on Instagram, please, so that I know. Help me out. So what we start getting into is technical, right? We start worrying about that stuff instead of, nobody has said, I just want to drop into this character more. I want to make him three-dimensional, her three-dimensional, them three-dimensional. I need to get into this backstory a little more. That's not what we do. I'm using everybody as an example, so please don't take it offensively, but we worry about the eye. My eye went up here. We worry about, I didn't say the word perfectly. How many times have you heard me stumble up here? Am I getting crossed out because of that? No. You here, you have a hand up. Who else want to say real quick? Yes.
Kiana.
Hey, Kiana.
Hi. So I deliver flat self-tape sometimes. I'm focused on the line, and I'm not living and being myself.
Yeah. You know, it's so interesting because just looking at you, you were just living your best life doing this thing right now. And as soon as we get a camera on us, we shut off. I have what's called a shits and giggles tape. And every time I say it, I laugh. I'm like a 5-year-old. I say shits and giggles. Because who shits and giggles, right? Okay. All right, never mind.
Oh my gosh.
Gross.
No, but who does? You're saying it's gross, but I'm just being honest.
That's what you do.
I don't do it. It's But what that is that last take when I am not worried about did DaJuan do it right. That's that fun take. Right? I got that perfection tape out. So what I would like you to start doing is get it. Before that rehearsal, get what you want to do. Drop into that character. So dropped in that when they say cut, you are in it. Right? Do that tape. And then just give me a play tape. I mean it. Please stop starting over because your tape, you flubbed a line. Can we commit to each other that?
Yes.
And I want to say this. You guys are maybe looking up here. I don't know what you're saying about the VIPs up here. What y'all doing? Y'all up there thinking, well, DaJuan's the exception. Because he's been on the show for 7 years. Dacre Montgomery, Stranger Things. We've all probably seen that tape. He's the exception, right? He's dancing with his hot blue shirt on and music, and you go try to do something like that in your SUV audition, or you're like, I can do this too. But the problem with that is, when you make us the exception, you let yourself off the hook. And we aren't doing that on my watch. I need everyone in here to say, I am the exception.
I'm the exception.
And you are going to start creating better self-tapes. I am the exception. Say it again.
I am the exception.
Come on.
I am the exception.
That is a borrowed belief that because I did a self-tape or did a series, that my self-tape is going to be better. It won't. Because I am a student of my own work as well. I want these parts just as much as you do. I'm coming for it. I know you stole my last part. Okay. Number 4 is mindset, if you haven't figured that out. Mindset about your self-tapes is a massive mistake. We get up there and we think nobody can tell. We get up there and we say stuff right before we're going on. Sorry, they're booked out. Why am I even worried about this? They never cast anybody else these self-tapes. You know what? These aren't going. Oh, wait, somebody say that before? I just want to say it real quick. Y'all better not let these VIPs out VIP y'all just because y'all 3 rows back. Y'all better talk up too. I'm walking back. Mindset is so incredibly important. It's what I love to talk about. We've talked about it this entire talk. I am better on tape. I am the exception. Stop romanticizing the room. Whether you were better in the room or not is irrelevant right now. Focus on your craft. Turn to your partner again and say, question is, what do I know I need to do to be better on my tapes? Oh, don't pretend like you don't really do. What do I know I need to do? So one of the things we need to remember that these are our self-tapes, right? We can't control the reader. Y'all want to hear another expired belief? Yes. I need my reader to be suck or not give me anything because I might get that in the room or somebody else that reads with me. Have you ever heard that before? Where people are like, I don't need to do anything because my reader might be bad.
Yup.
We're not in the room anymore, people. We don't have to adhere to that. Find you a bomb-ass reader that is going to make you light the F up every time.
Dope.
And if you cannot find a reader, somebody better go to the perfect reader amazingreader.com and download my download right now. Find a reader. We can control this. Christine? Okay? Because you did that, that's the reason you're not booking. You don't know anything that somebody's baby cousin, sister's mom, dad got that part. You don't know any of that other stuff that goes into casting that is out of our control. But what you have decided to do is turn that all back on you. I am the reason I'm not booking. We're done with that 3 W's. There are so many reasons why you are not booking. Why is everybody making it about that? Why? Because we've been told that, right? It's not always about you. And just when you see, you think something's not working, it is working. Take your balls to the wall, take. That's your words, not mine. Don't say that. Trying to get me in trouble. Y'all know Bella's told me I can't say any of that. One more. Right there.
My name's Alexander.
Hey, Alexander.
Okay. I think I take it too seriously sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'll see the footage of myself joking around with the reader before.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's so good. Like, I'm being so funny. And then as soon as it starts,
You start.
It's like I'm a dead fish.
You're doing
or
acting
something.
mode.
Like, yeah.
So one of the things, can I give you something? One of the things is what we start to do when we have like acting, camera on. We start to run the lines again, over and over again. We start to run the lines over and over again. That's that person, that person on the floor, and all that stuff like that. We start doing that. What I want you to go into, instead of getting ready to act, is I want you to stay in the thought land of that character. What I want you to do is stay in the jumping off piece of the emotions, the feelings. Remember I said there's a thinking, feeling, doing, saying part of my signature process? That's the stuff that we need to stay into. So we're not cutting it off and thinking all of a sudden I'm starting to act, but I'm just going along the entire time. So there is seamless there. It's seamless, not there is. It's seamless. I made a mistake. Oh God, everybody's gonna hate me. I did it like that. Oh gosh. That's not how that works. Y'all still jiving. Commit to that, Alexander. Low key, I still don't want to tape on before you shouldn't be seeing that part, right? I don't want to tape. I don't want you to start a tape. And I'm not I'm so hard about that because I believe when it comes on you all, it's booking time, it's working time, it's 3-dimensional time, right? But if we're loosey-goosey with that space, it's not good. Can somebody tell me the 4 things that I said were massive mistakes? Who wants to tell me number 1? Number 1. Anybody hands up?
Appointment.
That's the process.
The
right?
mistakes.
My view.
Just the number 1 stuff. Be you. Be you. Number 2. What's up?
Don't do what you do best.
Don't do what you do best. Mac and cheese? Your process? Number 3, gear. Number 4, mindset. I want to thank you for letting me come into your space. I want to thank you for letting me tell a story. I want to have Q&A for this right now, that we can just do some Q&A, but I want to talk to you real quick about a story. Real quick. I get asked a lot, why did I become an actor? Do you ever think about why you became an actor?
Of course.
Really why you became an actor, though?
Mm-hmm.
When I was a kid, they have an ER, and it's so funny. I had my sister on my handlebars, right? And we were riding around, and I was not supposed to go off the block. But I went off that block. My mom had told me, do not go off this block. My stepfather had told me, don't go off this block. And I went off the block. And I don't know how it happened to this day, but my sister's legs, her ankles, got cut on the wheel, the first wheel. She fell forward on it. What you don't know is my mom, on home stereo for space, was a nurse. And she was at work. Imagine getting a call from an ambulance that we had to call. That Miss Yates, we have your son and daughter in the ambulance. I had to be about 8, but I can still see, clear as day, that picture of this ambulance pulling in backwards to this loading dock, and my mother standing there, going straight to my sister. Wouldn't even look at me. We got into the ER, and my sister was back there. You all have been, maybe, I hope not, but you've been to an ER. And one of the things that every single ER has is what?
Waiting room?
A television in their waiting room.
Just say a doctor.
Cartoons are on. Tom and Jerry. This fool is laughing. And I knew I was in trouble. Because my stepfather had to come up there. My mom had to come up there. Right? Just come through those doors. But I was laughing because of what was on TV for that split second. And I knew that I was never going to be a doctor. I knew that I just didn't want to be a doctor, right? That wasn't my thing that I was going to ever do. But I could do something like this that was on TV. Whether it was Friends, I was too young for that, so it isn't the same. Whether it was whatever it was, Cosby Show, whatever it was, I could do this. And I set out to start doing that. My first play was Wizard of Oz in middle school. And I thought to myself that I can do this. I want to be that person for life. I want to make them laugh. I want to make them cry. That's what I want to do. Fast forward to when I booked Grey's Anatomy. I couldn't be a doctor. Right? But I got to be on that show. And I got to pour it all into it. So much so that when it came out, people on Twitter, people in my inbox that I didn't even know saying thank you for showing me what love is. Thank you for honoring the death of your wife that way. It showed me just what happened with my father. What we do is so important. We get to claim that. We get to show up in everybody's life this way. That vision for me to be on Grey's Anatomy, 15 years before that was on my vision board, and right next to it was an ending. I swear, it's on my Instagram. And it came to fruition from a self-tape. From a self-tape. I didn't have time to worry about with that self-tape if I was better in a room. I had time to pour all of the stuff I just shared with you into my role. What we do is so important. Stop acting like this is negotiable, y'all. Stop acting like this is negotiable. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me. Yep. Great. Yes.
How much is like too much, and I feel like also I should be completely still.
Great.
So
Can I give you an answer like that? So what her question is, if you didn't, I should have went down and I suck at this. I suck at this. You got it. He's look at me. That's your question again. Right.
I've been told that I sway too much in my self-tape, or move too much with my hand. So how much is too much, and I feel like I should be completely still or stagnant.
Yeah.
So I just wanted your opinion on that.
Great. I have an opinion.
Thank you.
So one of the things that we do is we lose ourselves in our self-tapes, right? But there's another way we go with extraneous movement, right? When we're doing all this stuff, and we're like, but why not talk with my hands? But you're not always on TV, right? Think of yourself on a 17-foot screen like this and all the shifting and moving, right? What we want to do is start making it so we start. It's your starting place to feel like it's robotic. Trim the fat on all of it first, right? It's just part of the process on that. Trim it and start robotic. And then once you get rid of the excess stuff that is not serving the character, that is not born from the character's movement, right? Then we add back into life. So what do you mean? What's happening with that? If you saw me on Bosch, you would think, this guy who's so animated, why is he just so still? Pierce was still. Pierce came from a place of, he knows it, he's a Boy Scout. I'm not shifty, I know what I'm talking about on that show. Thank you. Does that make sense? So start there and then move it. And let me just tell you, because I'm always talking about what I talk about, you can take to set as well. Somebody say set.
Set.
Because we're trying to work up in here. See you on set.
See you on set?
You need to learn this one thing. One movement can F up your co-star's take. So you doing all this, you bopping and stuff like that while that person's talking or we're doing stuff like that. The camera's right here. The camera is over my shoulder. One little move like this has messed it all up. Everybody start practicing standing still. You do not want to mess up number one's coverage. Because guess where you won't be back?
Set.
Somebody say set. Another question. We got time for 2 more? Okay, I'm getting it cut me off. We're going to carry this out into the lobby. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you too. I want to make sure everybody gets credit. Did you have one back there? Nope. Anybody else? Go for it, Joe.
Joseph and everybody, so you talked a little bit about when you were younger, what inspired you,
Yeah.
and then where you're at today, but how did you get here? Can you just talk a little about that, what led you to where you are today?
One of the big things that I say when I answer that question is I was accountable to somebody else besides myself. Period. I got myself and I created what I needed. So I got inside of a power group or a group of like-minded actors and we started to come up together, right? But I created that. You know how people used to play like doctor and house and stuff like that? I was like, so here it is. I want you 5 people to come to this coffee shop and we're going to talk about our goals. We're going to talk about what we're going to get done and we got it done together. What we are always doing in acting and everything else, we're waiting for somebody else to tell us when to act. Come on, somebody. No more of that. We're going to try to create what we need. You need community, you are going to get community. For a pilot season, I have over 15 actors that show up in my house and we run stuff. There's no teacher there? What? Oh my God. No. We just go around and we do stuff. There's people who are testing, who are on shows, Blackbird, or Rutherford Falls, Bosch, I said it, Slammer's Blood. You know what I'm saying? Stop waiting. That's Go for it. Go for it. Anybody else? I don't know. I'm going to rap.
So, when you are asked to do a slate,
Yes.
Say, tell me something very fun and interesting.
Yep.
Oh.
Great. When I hear tell me something funny and interesting about myself, this is something that I have a couple things in my back pocket so I know about. And I have this up on Instagram so you can see it as well because I had this exact same question. I do. It depends on how my mood is, but I'm like, what I would say is like, I'm a dad. And I kind of went crazy during the pandemic. I'm just kidding. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. And I just give it. Because I'm being honest about that. Right? Tell me about yourself. What they really want to see is you're not batshit crazy. Sorry, edit that part. Go for it. I got the timer. Oh my God. This is like first I would like to thank. Oh, this isn't that speech with the timer. I just want to say thank you all. I will be here. They're wrapping me.